Good morning, students. Welcome back to the another finite element analysis session. Today we are going to see about the fourth unit, two-dimensional vector variable problems. Two-dimensional vector variable problems. Okay, today we are going to see a new topic, axis symmetric elements. Axis symmetric elements. Already we know about the Already we studied about the one-dimensional elements and two-dimensional elements. In this chapter or in this topic, we are going to study about the special two-dimensional element which is called as axis symmetric elements. Many three-dimensional problems in engineering or exhibit symmetry about an axis of rotation. So such types of problems are called as axisymmetric problems. These type of problems are solved with the help of the two-dimensional finite elements. These elements are most conveniently described in cylindrical coordinates, which are called as r, r, theta, and z. These are the cylindrical coordinates. It has some conditions for solving the axisymmetric problem. The problem must be symmetric about the axis of revolution, which is conventionally taken as the z-axis. While the axis of rotation, which is symmetric about the axis, it has to be conventionally taken the z-axis. Okay, the second one is all the problems or all the conditions must be symmetric about the axis of revolution. So conditions it is a must thing. It should be symmetric about the axis of every revolution. The third one is the loading conditions must be symmetric about the axis of revolution. So the boundary conditions and the loading conditions of the axis symmetric elements must be symmetric about the axis of rotation. So it is a solid which is generated by revolving a plane figure about an axis in the plane. So now this is the diagram for three-noded axisymmetric triangular element. Three-noded axisymmetric triangular element. Okay, when we take an axisymmetric element, we are discretize the structure into the convenient number of parts. So as per the convenient number of discretization, we are taking the three-noded axisymmetric element. So this axisymmetric element should be have a revolution or symmetric about the axis. So while we taken this axisymmetric rectangular element, which moves from the initial point and about an axis of 360 degree of rotation about the axis, and it should form a shape. And so here we are taking for this triangular element. This triangular element has 3 nodes. We are giving a node numbers as 1, 2 and 3 and 6 displacements u1 w1, u2 w2 and u3 w3, and its coordinates are r1 z1, r2 z2 and r3 z3. So the axis is about the r comma z, r comma z. So this is a 3-noded axisymmetric triangular element, and now 4-noded axisymmetric quadrilateral element. 4-noded axisymmetric quadrilateral element. It is also an rotation about the axis, and it must be symmetric about the axis of revolution. So here in this quadrilateral element, we are giving 4 nodes are there, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it has 8 number of displacements, u1 w1, u2 w2, u3 w3 and u4 w4. And so this coordinates are r1 is 1, r2 is 2, r3 is 3 and r3 is 4, and it is about the axis of revolution r comma z coordinates. Now the next topic is axisymmetric formulation. Now we are considering an axisymmetric triangular element, and it has a 3 nodes. While we seeing this diagram, it has 3 nodes, 1, 2 and 3. The displacement and distributed body force values are indicated by xy plane. Here there are 3 planes are there, xy plane and rz plane. 2 planes are there, xy plane and rz plane. The displacements and distributed body force values are indicated in this xy plane. This xy plane. But in case of axisymmetry problems, these values are indicated by rz plane. These values are indicated by rz plane. Normally, in two-dimensional problems, the displacement and distributed body force values are indicated by the xy plane. But in axisymmetric problems, these values are indicated by, which means the displacement and body force values are indicated by rz plane. Okay, for two-dimensional problem, the displacement vector is given by u of x comma y, which is equal to vector of u v. But in this axisymmetric problems, the displacement vector is given by u of r comma z, which is equal to u w, where u and w and r and z components are of u r, where u and w are r and z components of u respectively. So the stress and strains for two-dimensional elements are given by sigma is equal to vector of sigma x, sigma y, tau xy. Likewise, strain is equal to ex, ey and eta xy. Now in this axisymmetric problems, the stress is modified as sigma r, sigma theta, sigma z and tau rz. Sigma r is nothing but it is a radial stress. Sigma z is nothing but it is a longitudinal stress. Sigma theta is nothing but circumferential stress, and tau rz is nothing but it is a shear stress. Likewise, in strain, E vector is equal to vector of ER, E theta, Ez and eta z, eta rz. ER is equal to radial strain, Ez is equal to longitudinal strain, and E theta is equal to circumferential strain, and eta rz is equal to shear strain. Likewise, for two-dimensional problem, body force is given by F is equal to vector of Fx, Fy. But in this axisymmetric problems, F is equal to vector of Fr, Fz. Vector of Fr, Fz. So by this we are concluding this session. Thank you.